In this video, we want to evaluate the integral of the square root of 1 minus square root of x. And this one is another U substitution. Some are more obvious than others. Here you might let u equal to, these are some options. You might let u equal to the square root of x. You might let u equal to this expression here, 1 minus the square root of x. And that one's going to work. Or you could let u equal to the entire integrand. So you could let u equal to the square root of 1 minus the square root of x. It's not always that you have just one way to do it. Sometimes you have an option of 2 or more, depending on the problem. So now I have it this way. Again, another option would be u equal to just the 1 minus the square root of x. They would both work. And those are the only two methods that I tried. And then what I did next is I squared both sides here. And this gave me 1 minus the square root of x. The radical, the main radical was gone. And then here, I went ahead and took the derivative of both sides. So this would be 2u du, and the derivative of the right side, derivative of 1 is 0. Then look at the square root of x. Think of that as x to the 1/2. So power root here, the 1/2 multiplies the coefficient of -1, so this becomes a -1/2 here. And then we subtract 1 from the exponent, which is 1/2 here. This is going to be minus 1/2, or x to the minus 1/2 here. And then this is a dx. So we're going to solve for dx here. So I'm going to multiply both sides by a -2. That'll make this a -4 over here. And this is x to the -1/2 is 1 over x to the 1/2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x to the 1/2. So it'll get a u here. And I'll have x to the 1/2 right here. And the du. And then all I have then on the right side is dx. So what do we have then? I know that u is all of this right here. So that transforms that to u. But then we still have the dx. Can't have a dx if I use a u substitution. But notice here I have dx is equal to this on the left side. But then I have x to the 1/2. So I can't have an x to the 1/2 over here. So from this expression right here, I'm going to take that over to the other side. So that'll be the square root of x. Taking that over. So I'm going to get it. Square root of x is equal to, then the u squared comes over. So that'll be 1 minus u squared. And now we go back over here then. Now we're going to convert the integral in terms of u. Instead of the variable being x, it's going to be u. So again, all of this right here, that's u. So this will be u. And the dx is this. So replacing the dx, that would be then -4. And then here I have an x to the 1/2, or the square root of x. But note here, square root of x is 1 minus u squared. So I'm going to replace this x to the 1/2, which is the square root of x, by 1 minus u squared. So when you do a u substitution, it's not always what is u. Sometimes you want other expressions like this, the square root of x expressed in terms of u, to make sure you get the integral completely in terms of the variable u. So we got the -4, and of course we have the u here. And then the x to the 1/2 is replaced by 1 minus u squared. And then we got the du. So again, u is the square root of 1 minus the square root of x. Right there. This one here. And then the dx from right here is -4u. And then the x to the 1/2 from this step right here can be replaced by 1 minus u squared. So let's rewrite this then. This is the integral of, to the multiplication here, that's minus 4 u squared. And then I got a 1 minus u squared here. And then continue with the multiplication here, simplification, so minus 4u squared times 1. Still the integral here is minus 4 u squared multiplied by 1, and then minus 4u squared times the minus u squared, that'll be a plus 4. Add the exponents, this will be u squared. This will be du. This exponent here is to the 4th power. So minus 4 times this here is this, and then minus 4u squared times a minus u squared, that's going to be a 4u, positive 4u to the 4th power right here. Now it's just a basic integration, power rule for integration here. So we add, for the first term, minus 4u squared, add 1 to the 2, this gives me a 3, and divide the coefficient, minus 4, by that 3. For the next term, add 1 to the 4, this will be a plus here. That's 4u to the 5th, that's more 5. That's plus your constant of integration. So that's the integration. All we have to do now, let's just go back up here, put equals over here. So this will be a minus 4/3 u to the 3rd, but u is the square root of 1 minus square root of x. And this is to the 3rd power. And then it's a plus 4/5 u to the 5th, but u again is the square root of 1 minus square root of x, and that's taken to the 5th power. And then you have your constant of integration. Now since you have a square root here, you got a cube of the square root, you could write this expression here to the, that 1 minus the square root of x to the 3/2 power, and you could write this expression as 1 minus the square root of x to the 5/2 power. Okay, let's get the cube this and the square root here. What I'm saying is the 1 minus square root of x could be to the 3/2 power, and for this one over here, 1 minus square root of x could be to the 5/2 power. That's your solution. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.